Alright lads, so today we're going to be showcasing the final character of the round 3 resurrections that we have been showcasing over the last couple of days. I think yesterday we showcased Renji and the day before that we showcased Ichigo. I'm not entirely sure when I'm getting these videos out there, but the final one to touch upon today is the new 1000-year Blood War Rukia Resurrection. So let's talk about it. So this Rukia, a speed sniper with the Aaroniero killer. For starters, what she did pick up upon resurrecting is the second soul trait. So originally she was a 20% strong attack damage soul trait. Now these are a kind of a thing in the past. Nowadays, almost every character comes with either normal attack damage, damage reduction, full stamina damage, or mainly recharge, right? Strong attack damage used to be a thing we got quite a bit, but nowadays characters are more likely to get recharge and then just get a high berserker value when it comes to their skills. Back in 2017, 2018 though, things were different. Sad soul trees were actually pretty decent, and lucky for her, upon resurrecting, instead of picking strong attack recharge, which in my opinion is actually worse in this scenario. So recharge would have made it a tad bit better since it means her strong attacks come back faster, because that's one problem this resurrection still has to a certain extent, is that her strong attacks are still on the slower sides since you're lacking that extra 10% recharge. But the reason why I didn't actually want to pick up recharge is because as a soul trait, strong attack damage plus 20% and 10% recharge isn't really that good. If you're going to use a combination soul trait with sad and recharge, you're more likely to bring a 12% recharge with 16% full stam like the Renji that also got resurrected in this particular batch. That's a good example of a good resurrection, getting the full amount of recharge and getting added damage on top of that. If you were to use a link like this particular Shuntui, for example, where he has more strong attack damage but less recharge, I personally don't like using links like those, and in my opinion I've actually never used links like that. I prefer just more recharge and less sads. So in this particular case, this Rukia not picking up recharge but instead getting damage inflicted at full stamina, I think that's a perfect scenario. I think this is the best outcome when it comes to a soul trait, because one, it's going to allow her to hit a tad bit harder, in this case 16% more damage on her strong attacks, normal attacks, and also soul bomb. But most importantly, this is by far one of the best soul trait combinations for any speed character in the game. If you're playing epic raids, Senkamon, guild quests, and you want your character to do a lot of damage on their strong attacks, this is a very powerful combination, getting that extra 20% strong attack damage and also full stamina damage. I use these links all the time, and I'm super happy this character now exists, an additional sad and also full stam link for the speed attribute. Like these 3 links right here, it's just a powerful trio, and I'm definitely going to be using them all the time. So I'm super happy they went down this route, giving her the full stamina damage instead of the recharge. And alongside that, upon her resurrecting, keep in mind she already had 7 skills. 1000-year Blood War characters upon resurrecting only get 8 skills, so she could only pick up 1 new skill here. And since her soul trait gave her more damage, 16% full stamina damage, instead of getting a 20% berserker increase, which is what characters like this would normally get, instead she picked up havoc plus 20%, increasing the overall range in her strong attacks. And in my opinion, those 2 things alone, despite it being a very simple upgrade, full stamina damage plus 16% and also 20% havoc, this makes it a significantly better character. So jumping into a single player AT, I guess in this case she's kind of fortunate when compared to someone like Ichigo and Renji in the same banner, is that they don't have stat elements. So even when they can do quite a good amount of damage with their strong attacks, in IT for example, some of the harder content, something that you do want to farm, characters like Rukia can actually be used. And her model, again, really cool, like the outfit that she does have, and can't wait to see what they do next with a potential new remake of the character, because that will eventually come, right? Now, Rukia's kit is actually pretty decent, her first strong attack being a lunge forwards, which to this day is actually pretty decent. And even her visuals, to be fair, are actually quite decent for ice attacks, which is something that we've seen quite a bit in this game a lot of times, especially with Rukia, but this one actually doesn't look too bad. Her SA2 is probably the weakest part about this kit, and it's basically a vacuum vortex that kind of traps her in place, just for a slight second. And if you were, for example, ever using epic raids, or whenever you did use an epic raid, it definitely was quite noticeable since you have to quickly flash dip out of that attack. But I guess in this case, since it is have like a vortex attack, it does help her inflict stat elements, so this actually isn't too bad. I think the best thing about her upgrade right here is the SA3, because it's a traditional full screen SA3, 1200 radius. You can't go wrong with a strong attack like that, and since she does have a Ron killer, she doesn't need the break guard. Her SA3 is able to do a lot of damage and wipe out a lot of enemies, and the havoc that she picked up is definitely noticeable here. At the same time, the lack of recharge is also noticeable. I am finding myself using my Nurturing a tad bit more often, but I think the trade-off of getting more damage is actually better in my opinion. But that SE2 is definitely an interesting attack. It's been a while since I have used her. But going into the final room, Aaroniero, wish it was as not, let's use our soul bomb. BANKAI RUKIA RESURRECTED. これが私の残白刀の真の力だ。 Really cool soul bomb. Again, I've mentioned it in almost all 3 videos now. If you watch my Ichigo showcase and the Renji showcase, I really can't wait to see what they have next for this character when it comes to a potential remake, and at the same time, really interested to see how different her Bankai is going to sound in the anime. With sort of Retsu, when comparing the game versus the anime, the Bankai is so much different, even in just the pronunciation of it, and I'm sure Rukia's voice actor is going to do a phenomenal job in the anime when she eventually gets around to doing that. But it's kind of a funny story. When this character actually first got announced, we knew a Thousand Yellow Banner was on its way, and when they announced the voice actors for the particular Bankai live stream, Rukia's voice actor was there. It was the first time she ever showed up, so the tinfoil hats were on, everyone was predicting a Rukia, and I believe somewhere in the stream before the reveal of Bankai Rukia, the voice actor teased and actually said Bankai, so that got everyone in the stream super excited for when they actually first revealed Bankai Rukia for the first time. It was a really cool moment, and Rukia's voice actor appearing in those streams set up the precedent actually that every time she showed up we would get a new Rukia, right? The next time she showed up in a Bankai live stream was when 10 years later Rukia came out, and then lo and behold, I believe she showed up in the 7th anniversary live stream, but then we didn't get a Rukia, so that was kind of baited us there with that. But I'm sure Rukia is eventually... Oh, we actually hit from that far. That just goes to show how good Havoc is here. But I'm sure for the 8th anniversary, maybe even 9th anniversary, we're going to get a new Rukia, right? It's bound to happen. She is the second main character. But I'm not even gonna lie, I kind of forgot we were playing IT. It's like, we're actually going for this relatively well. It does help that she can inflict stat elements. And in that case, what clear time did we actually get? 132. Again, pretty good. Seems like the average for these type of characters. It's not bad by any means. It's not super amazing, but it's good. Good enough. We're hopping into our IZ quest because I want to see how this character performs when we're basically taking significantly less damage. Now, a soul bomb is kind of interesting because when you do use it, you get this like little vortex around you. It's kind of a gimmick. It doesn't really do much, to be honest. But it was the first time we actually saw it in the game. Kind of just to make our Bankai feel a tad bit more special. But I definitely want Kev to go a tad bit more all out when it comes to a remake, making sure that Soul Bomb feels powerful. And if they have to give a bombardment +2, I'll take it at that point. Now, this was actually a very bad run. But using our Soul Bomb on White Ichigo, he goes down. What clear time did we actually get? 53 seconds. Definitely can upgrade that. Let's try and get a similar clear time to someone like Renji, where we got like a 36-second clear time. I think it's definitely doable. Again, I just kind of need to learn where the patterns are for these enemies. Let's move that SA3 there. Beautiful usage of the SA3. We're going to go here. Use our Soul Bomb. Then we're going to have the Vortex against these lot. There we go. And then wait for our Strong Attack 3 to come back. Have to do a little bit of waiting because, again, we don't have the built-in recharge. And ideally, you probably want to use 14% recharge links on this character. But not too bad. Only to the final room. Can I just use my SA3? Oh, close enough. I think if you were closer, we actually could have done it there. But the Soul Bomb put Ichigo down, and we were able to get a 41-second clear time. So very similar to Renji, actually. I believe, again, Renji got a 36-second clear time yesterday. In this case, we did, again, notice. It's definitely noticeable upon playing with this character. Not that big of a deal, though. Is that in certain situations, you are going to have to wait like a second or two just for a strong attack to come back. Because, again, you are missing that built-in 10% recharge. Again, I think the payoff is better. You're getting more damage. But it is just worth mentioning. Because maybe if we did have that built-in recharge there with the damage that we already had right now, we probably would have got a 38-second run, 36, which would have been in line with Renji's resurrection, for example. But with that said, lads, that was the video for today, showcasing Thousand Year Blood War, Rukia's resurrection. Again, a pretty good resurrection, all things considered. She was only missing one skill. I didn't really have the highest hope of this character, but I do like the way she was resurrected. The Havoc makes her a tad bit better. She has more range. And as I always like to say, if you have bad damage, you can fix that with Transcendence. But if you have bad range, you can't fix that whatsoever. So the fact that they gave her Havoc instead of Berserker is a great upgrade. And if you really want to use this Rukia, then all you have to do is potentially max Transcender, and she's going to perform just fine in any content you put her against. The link is great. I took her to SP level 10 just for that sake alone. That link is an amazing link and something that I'm definitely going to use quite a lot. So over in my opinion, W Resurrection. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about this resurrection in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.